Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading to see what message the universe has to give you some encouragement around your finances to help you really raise your vibe, your energy, your frequency, your point of attraction around money. This is a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear these messages. As we dive into this reading together, please remember, as always, that you are the creator of your reality. So always take what you need from these readings, take what resonates, and leave what doesn't. Find your own truths, clarity, and alignment in these readings, whatever that looks like for you. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Taylor Eaton, and I am the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which is one of the decks that I have here for you to pick from today. So a couple of notes for you before we dive in. First, pre-order is currently open for the next print run of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. So if you want to reserve your copy and get it as soon as possible once it starts to ship, the link to pre-order is in the description and pinned comment below. I specifically created this deck, I wanted to make this deck years ago because I wanted something to use for abundance and money or success readings. And there just really aren't that many decks out there that have messages specifically focused toward wealth, money, abundance, and all of that. So if you want to be able to get the guidance you need at any time to manifest more abundance into your life, then this deck is absolutely for you, and you are who I made it for. Now, the second and last reminder here before we dive into our different decks is that I do not currently offer private readings outside of the Wealth Vibe membership. That is the membership that I run and is the only place where you can purchase a private reading from me or get personalized card pulls from me. So please do not be scammed by anyone in the comments or on other social media platforms pretending to be me, because I will never message you and ask you to pay me for a reading. So let's now run through the decks that we have here and their crystals so that you can pick yours if you haven't already. So today we have deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. If you like to pick by crystal, I will give you a close-up of each of them in case that helps you get clarity on which deck is for you. Deck number 1 is an amethyst crystal. Deck number 2 is jade. Deck number 3 is pyrite. And deck number 4 is argonite. Always to me looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. That's just me. Now we will be incorporating multiple decks, probably all of these decks, maybe some others, into each of the readings, and I will list all of the decks used in this reading in the description below in case you're curious what any of them are. You can absolutely watch more than one of the readings. If more than one deck is calling to you, that just means that there is guidance for you in each of those readings. So take your time now, pause the video, and take however long you need to choose to see which deck or decks are calling to you, that there's just that intuitive nudge around them, and then click the timestamps below to jump to whichever deck or decks you are called to, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, deck number 1. This is your reading to uncover what pep talk the universe has for you around money. I'm doing this reading to read for the most positive messages the universe has for you, to really help you eliminate any of the self-doubt, imposter syndrome, fear, or uncertainty that might be blocking or just slowing down your money manifestations. So my hope is that this reading leaves you feeling inspired, motivated, excited around money, maybe even just more peaceful around it. I really want this reading to feel like you're getting a pep talk from a best friend who sees your potential for abundance and is just cheering you on. We did a pep talk reading like this last month, and a lot of you really loved it, so I figure maybe we will see how it feels to do one of these each month, but we'll just play with it and see what feels right. I will say before we dive in, if you want more support, resources, and community to help you raise your vibe around money, definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. I created this low-cost membership to be a place where you can master the ability of being an energetic match for the wealth you desire, so you can more easily manifest more money into your life. We also have a challenge coming up next month to help you detox any negativity around money in your life, which is so key to being able to manifest abundance. So if you feel called to join the Wealth Vibe membership, to join me and over 100 other members in there, I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the membership is in the description and in the pinned comment below. So let's dive in. I'll move your crystal out of the way, and we're going to just start shuffling. I want to see first, like just in general, what money pep talk does the universe has for you? What has deck one just been nailing? What have they been doing right? What are they on the right track with to call in more money? What are all the things they're doing right? I want to know what that is. You're already doing it. That's a very perfect card to start off our money pep talk reading, deck one. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. You're on the right track, says the universe. You are on the right track. You're doing all the things you need to do to get to the wealth, the success, the abundance that you desire. You're on the right track. Just keep going. Don't overthink, don't overcomplicate, don't doubt yourself, and don't keep questioning whether you're on the right track, because you are. This is the confirmation, like you're already doing it. I'm getting that a lot of you, especially if you pick this pile first, this is so key for you to know. The universe really wants you to understand that, like, if you have this self-doubt and you keep questioning of like, what else do I need to do? What am I missing? What am I not understanding? Why am I not there yet? The universe is saying that doubt is the only thing that's stopping you from getting down the path you're on, which is the right path, by the way, faster to the money you desire. Like, that doubt that you're on the right track is what's keeping you from moving further down the track, because you're already on the right track. Okay? So the universe is saying you're already doing it. There's nothing, if you're an entrepreneur, if there's a strategy you're doing or that you know you should be doing, right? But especially something you're already executing on, it's just a matter of giving it time to grow and gain momentum, right? If you are training for something, you're studying for something, you're on the right track with the way you're training or studying for it. You just have to keep training and studying, right? If you are in a day job and you're trying to work toward a promotion or a raise, you're already doing the things right that you need to do. Keep doing them, right? I'm also getting like, just even double down on what you're doing, especially if it feels good to you, if it feels aligned, if it feels intuitively correct. Instead of looking around and going, I must be missing something because the money isn't instantaneously and miraculously appearing overnight. That's not always how it works. Like, the universe is like, let it line up for you in the most aligned way, in the way that it's going to feel the best when it comes in, that it's going to be the most sustainable when it comes in. So you're already doing it. Deck one, so this is really fun to hear. We have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. You are, I'm getting that what you're doing, a lot of you are probably on the path to becoming or deepening into or transitioning into some sort of guide or teacher role. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you watching this, especially because of the nature of these readings, but just those who are drawn to deck one, wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are trying to pursue more spiritual endeavors or bring more spirituality into what you're doing to make more money or build a career around that. If that's you, keep going for it. You're on the right track. You're meant to do this. If that's not you, if that doesn't resonate, it's just the more general message here of whatever you're doing, find ways to teach it, right? Find ways to, whatever it is that you're already doing, take notes of what you're doing and find ways to teach it. If you're on the path to becoming some sort of teacher or guide, you're on the right path. You're doing everything you need to do. I get the sense that a lot of you have been considering taking on like a mentee, like mentoring someone. You could be some of you might be looking at like hiring a mentor or a coach or, doing something like that. This is a sign that if that feels aligned, that's something to look into further, not necessarily absolutely executed on, but I do get the sense that if you're looking for a teacher or a guide, the right one has already appeared in your life. And so looking at who that, you'll intuitively know who they are. They'll feel right to you, but this is that confirmation for you. But most of you, I think, watching this are looking for your own chance to step into being more of a teacher or teaching what you've been learning and what you're doing because you're starting to nail it and get it down more. And that's something that the universe really is encouraging you to do. If you've been considering that's 100% aligned for you. If you're already teaching, you're impacting people more than you know. The universe wants you to know. If you're guiding in some way, teaching, inspiring, mentoring, sharing more spiritual insights, more of the role of the priestess or the mystic, whatever it is you're doing in that capacity, you're impacting so many more people than you realize. And that energetic karma and abundance is building in momentum and is going to come back to you. It's almost like I see right now what you're doing, because you're already doing it, and it's impacting people very positively, or people are at least noticing, right? But most of you are having a really big impact on people, really big positive impact on people, more than you know, more than you can see, or that you'll ever truly understand the scope of. And I almost see it like the image I'm getting from my guides is you know how the tide goes out when you're at the ocean or the beach? The tide goes out. It's like you're sending out this amazing energy with your work, with what you do, with your teachings, with the messages you share, with how you just show up at your job, whatever it is. That tide's going out, you're sending that out into the universe. And then it's going to come back as this wave that like it crashes down. It's like tenfold in terms of the abundance and positivity you're putting out into the world and the positive impact you're having. That's going to come back to you multiplied. And so you're doing it. It's just, that's probably why you're questioning, right? Like, am I on the right path? It's because you're not maybe seeing the returns as much right now, but the universe is like, they're coming. You're on the right track. You're doing it right. We have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. I saw 555 for you. I see that you've been doing a lot of your inner work, a lot of breaking the chain, right? A lot of rewriting maybe your limiting beliefs around money. You've been maybe doing the mindset work, the inner work around money, shifting your energy around it. You've been healing. You've been breaking ancestral patterns, reclaiming your power through those. The universe is really celebrating you for that and saying that that has allowed you to step onto the path you're on now. And now it's like all forward momentum from there. As long as you don't doubt yourself, right? And don't doubt that you're on the right path and choose to believe it is working and that you're doing exactly what you need to do. So this is really beautiful to see because sometimes this is an interesting thing, but the universe wants me to speak on this for a moment with you, deck one. Sometimes we think that if we don't struggle, that the money won't come. And this is often, it's not just money, it's other things, but typically this is very tied into money and success in our society, that there has to be some sort of sacrifice made to call in more money. And that's not true. That's not objectively true. That's not a law of abundance. But sometimes there are things that do keep the abundance from us that we need to clear. That doesn't mean that those things there's some sort of sacrifice or pain we have to move through in order to then be able or worthy to call in the money we desire. It just means that sometimes we have things blocking it, right? But you've been doing a very good job of identifying and releasing those blocks. Also on just kind of like a ego level, or I guess a conscious level, or subconscious level, I should say. Because you've been going through so much, I'm getting that you're starting to believe more and more that you've gone through enough to have the money you desire. And the universe wants you to know you're already, and you always have been, and you always will be worthy of the wealth you desire, deck one. So that just wanted to come through for you so that if there's any last little remains of that story of I have to suffer or struggle or go through something difficult to get to what I want because it's not showing up, so that means that I must need to give more to get it. If there's any remnants of that story in you, it's time to let those go, because that's not objectively true, and that's not what the universe necessarily wants you to cling on to. It's like, release that so that the rest of the path to what you want can be easy now. Because you've done the work, the hard work of removing the blocks. It wasn't necessary for you to struggle through that in order to make the money. It's not the struggle that makes you worthy of the abundance or the wealth you desire. It's you're knowing that you're whole, and sometimes we can't see our wholeness until we've healed certain things, especially these patterns that have been passed down to us for so long. So you've been doing a phenomenal job of that, and the universe is saying it's safe and it's time and it's okay and perfect for you to let go of any story of having to sacrifice or struggle in order to get to the money you desire. This includes having to work so hard for the money you desire. So really, really cool. Oh yeah, what are you clinging on to? So I think that's just that confirmation with the crumbling card here of what are you clinging on to? Let go of that story, right? Let go of any of that story. Money gets to be easy. It can be very, very infuriating when people say that. But it gets to be easy. It's just our belief that it can't be that makes it hard, right? So whatever that big thing is, though, that you're thinking of doing, leap, right? Like, you're on the right track. I get that there's something coming up that the universe is saying you've been considering it for a while, and you're going to start to see everything line up and point you toward taking a big leap into something. The universe is like enthusiastically encouraging you to do that at this time in the very near future after watching this reading. So you're already on the right path. There's just maybe a little bit of these beliefs to let go of, but you've already been doing a good job of releasing them, the universe is saying. So You're doing a fantastic job, my loves. The universe is really excited with how far you've come, is what I mean. You've come so far, and you still have so much more further to go and so much more to receive as you continue on your journey. So, like, I see it's like almost like you've come out of a cave, right? Like you've come out of a cave of your own belief and, you know, kind of ideas of what you think you have to do to make money, and you're starting to realize and become so much freer. You're starting to realize how free you maybe already have been and how much you can choose to be. So really good work with that. Good job doing that inner work and releasing those hard things that are so hard to release and so really intertwined in us and conditioned into us by our society. Yeah, overcoming obstacles. You've overcome so many obstacles. You've overcome so many. The universe is saying you've been doing a fantastic job of overcoming these inner blocks and the outer obstacles as well. And you've overcome enough, is what the universe is saying. So it's not that there will never be any more challenges in life, but like I see you entering a period of a little bit more ease and flow as the kind of the tide starts coming back in with the abundance coming back to you, right? Through everything you've been through, you've done a fantastic job of learning to protect yourself in a very healthy way, like having healthy boundaries with yourself and with others, especially around money or career, or even I'm getting talking about money in a positive light with others. I see that you've been doing a really good job of trying to clean up your energy around money, and the universe is applauding you for that and saying that's really hard to do when we live in a society that tells us that we should be constantly complaining about money, or always complaining about the government or taxes or the inflation or the economy or the job market or our boss or, you know, like the cost of things or work and having to go to work. It's like you've been doing a good job of protecting your energy around money, and also like protecting your finances, protecting your, you know, this could be like budgeting and managing your money better, or maybe having stronger boundaries with other people. Like any of those, you've been doing a great job of really having a very healthy set of boundaries and protection around yourself. If you want to go deeper in that, you feel like there's still room for you to grow, definitely come join me in the Wealth by Membership, because a lot of what we're doing next month in our challenge with our money negativity detox for 21 days is learning how to break that societal patterning and conditioning that we're so wired with around complaining and negativity around money and the way we talk about, the way we look about it, the way we relate to others through it. And we're going to be doing something really simple but really challenging to help you very quickly, like quantum leap, change your subconscious programming around money to detox any last little bits of those negative pieces. Because it is true. It's like when you are the kind of average of the people you hang out with in terms of your energy, your mindset, right? So it's like the 5 people you hang out with the most, whether it's your coworkers, your partner, your family, your friends, if they're complaining about money or work or career or anything like that, you will be more in that energy and that mindset if you're constantly inundated with those people. So, and especially if you don't have any tools to make sure you're shifting away from that and protecting your own energy. So if you want to come join me for that in the Wealth by Membership, you're welcome to do so at the link below. But I do get that you've been just gracefully persistent, right? I see so much grace that you've been stepping into and that you'll be continuing to deepen into over the next several weeks and months. I'm getting. You've been doing a very good job of overcoming obstacles that helped you start to see your worth more, start to see how easy things can be, and now it's just a matter of trusting it and trusting the process and the divine timing. But you've just been carrying yourself with such a different, like, more graceful poise around money, deck 1. And the universe is really wanting to give you a pat on the back for that and be like, you've been holding yourself differently. Maybe this is energetically, and also mentally, but you've just been really making sure your energy is tidy around money. You've come a long way with it. Of course, there's always more we can go. There's always further we can improve with anything and go deeper, but you've come a really long way. I'm getting in like a really short time, in just a matter of months. So you've been doing a great job with that sort of stuff. And I'm seeing like the light start to come in here, and like, I feel like the light's starting to shine more on your life, on your financial reality as well. Like, it's like you're just entering into this more easy, bright, sunny era with money, with abundance. It's just getting easier. Like, that's what you're stepping into. That's almost like the reward, not for everything again that you've struggled with. It's the reward for you being willing to change how you be, how you act, how you are, how you think, how you feel around money, how protecting your energy, your thoughts, your vibration around money. Like, you've been doing a fantastic job of that. And it's, the universe wants you to know that, and it keeps coming through because that's something that's really hard to measure, right, deck one? It's really hard to measure objectively. Like, we don't have a unit of measurement for this, or like a measuring stick we can hold up that says, oh, how am I protecting my energy around money? How am I protecting my financial frequency? How am I protecting or elevating my point of attraction around money, or my money mindset? Like, we don't have a really great metric for that other than when the money starts to come in, but there's often a delay or a gap between when we start to shift our mindset and then how long we have to hold it, our mindset, our energy, and how long we have to hold that new energy, vibration, timeline, whatever you want to call it. And we have to hold that, and then the money shows up. And you're in the phase right now where you're holding that. That's why it feels like you're like, I did all this work and I feel like I'm on the right path, but the money's not coming in, so maybe I'm not on the right path. You're just in that holding space. Deck one, the universe just wants to reassure you and be like, you're doing great, you're doing everything right, you're already doing it. You're on that right track is all I can keep saying. And the universe is just like, just know this is one of those things that they're not going to be that many people other than me, your readers, right, who are like, you're on the right track, you're doing great, keep going. When you're in this almost void state, or almost kind of like limbo space or liminal space, this holding space where your desires just have to gain momentum, right? Like, your energy has to gain momentum to attract it to you. If you've been attracting through struggle or blocked through struggle for so long, and then you shifted that, you broke these ancestral patterns that held you and maybe your family back for years or decades or lifetimes or whatever, generations. It'll take a little bit of time for that momentum to start swinging in the other direction, but you've already made the swing. Now it's just maintaining it and deepening it. You've done the hard work. Now it's just doing the maintenance work until the money shows up, and then from there it's continuing to do the maintenance work, right? But that's sometimes the hardest part, and this is what I've seen in doing this work for about 6 years now, is that the hardest part is often not the healing work. That's like sometimes the hardest to get started on because it's uncomfortable. We don't want to do it. But people think that's the hard stuff, and as soon as we do that, then the money should just magically appear. But actually, where I find a lot of the real work to be is in the place you're in right now, which is the holding space, which is having to hold the energy, the belief, the vibration, the delusion, the timeline, the whatever you want to call it, the energy of being who you're going to be when you have the wealth you desire, of your wealthiest self, your next level self is what we call it in the Wealth Vibe membership. And that's why I built the Wealth Vibe membership, was to give you a place to have that space for your holding pattern when you keep up leveling it at each level of abundance too. It's something to grow with you. But that's why I created it, because this is such a hard thing for people to do. So you're not alone in finding any struggle with that. But the universe just really wants to encourage you and be like, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. It's just a matter of actually accepting that you're doing it right, and believing it and holding it and just enjoying the feeling that you have now around money before the actual money shows up, which I know can be infuriating, but you know. We have purification, the trout and lily of the valley. Again, this is just, it's like the message keeps saying it, but it's like you've come so far in purifying your energy around money, your thoughts around money. There might be some further, if you feel like there's anything else you need to be doing, even though there isn't, you're doing enough already. But if you feel like there's anything else you need to be doing, work on purifying your energy a little bit more with money. I'm getting specifically your thoughts around money. So cleaning up, starting to catch more of those sneaky subconscious thoughts, especially when things happen and the way you respond to them. That's where to really look, right? But that's such a minor nitpicky thing. The universe is like, no, really, you're doing this all right. All right. It's just hard. It's hard when we're in that holding pattern, right? It's hard when we think we've done it all right and the money still isn't showing up. And it's like, it's not that it's wrong. It's just that the universe is rearranging things. Your energy is rearranging things for the money to come to you. And also the universe is like, prove it. Prove that you actually can feel this way, you're committed to feeling this way, and it's unconditional. It's not conditional on whether the money shows up or not. And then you can have the wealth you desire, because if you just say you're ready, but you're actually not, it's going to do more harm than good for the money you want to come in. So I do see, you've been very generous, very altruistic. I see that you've been doing a good job of, I think specifically some of the stories you've been healing have been around any shame around wanting more money, right? Like this card in the Wealthy Woman deck is all about abundance for the highest good of all. Like, I think you've been rewiring yourself to see how you having more abundance is actually going to help the people around you more. And that's something you can continue to deepen into and revisit and really nurture within yourself if you want to, right? But you've been doing a good job of that, and a good job of matching your energy to the energy of a prosperous overflow. Like, you've really been doing the embodiment work, the acting as if work, or at least the, the feeling as if work, the thinking as if work. Like, you've been doing a lot of that, the universe is saying. And you've been allowing yourself to receive more too. Maybe taking time just to relax more, but I also see like you've been allowing yourself to feel more supported by the universe. The universe is like thanking you for trusting it more and trusting yourself more. Yeah, really cool. I want to get these last two cards I want to pull are just, we're going to pull these two and then I'm going to pull an affirmation to send you on your way with, but I want to pull two more cards from the Wealthy Woman deck just to see any encouragement or a little bit of more guidance the universe has for you. So let's see what we get here. The Monarch. This is all about knowing your worth, right? So like the universe is saying, moving forward, know how powerful you are and know your worth. And when I say know your worth, it means know that you are enough for the money you desire. You're already enough, right? We talked about this before. You're already deserving of it and worthy of it. But also, don't let anyone tell you or make you feel like you don't deserve the money you desire, especially because I see money getting to be easier and easier for you on the path you're on moving forward, because that's what you've been working towards. That's what the universe is so excited about for you and saying, good job, you've gotten here, you're on the right path. Now just keep walking it till the money, till you get to the pot at the end of the rainbow, right? But as you get there, right, like sometimes people might look at you and be like, oh, you're so lucky, or we can't all be so lucky, or blah, blah. And it's like, you did the hard work, if you want to call it that, of healing and of holding the next level of abundance that you desire on an energetic, on a mental, on an action, on an embodied level before it showed up in your physical reality. That's hard work. So few people can actually do that because it challenges you on all levels. It challenges your ego. It requires an ego death of some sort. So know your worth, know the work you've put in, and know that that doesn't make you deserving. We're all deserving innately, as we are, of the wealth we desire. But don't let anyone diminish how far you've come and what you know to be true. Know your worth. Know that you are the ruler of your life, that you are the creator of your reality. Also leaning into that belief further, deepening into that knowledge and truly understanding, whether it's through learning more about quantum mechanics, more about laws of manifestation, whatever calls to you, but immerse yourself in content I'm getting as some practical guidance, whether it's podcasts or more videos like these readings I do, or come and join me in the Wealth Membership because we talk about this in the book club or in our challenges all the time, or just watching YouTubers or whoever that talk about stuff that empowers you. That's what the universe wants you to do, is lean as you move forward down your journey into empowering yourself to remind yourself of your power, right? Remind yourself of your power as the creator of your reality. So immerse yourselves in things that just remind you over and over that you are the creator of your reality, right? Like that's really important. And then also abundant assembly. Find other people around you who will support you, who will cheer you on, but also like just surround yourself with people who are like-minded, right? This could be, you might want to go to some networking events or some meetups, or like, find like-minded people in your area in person. If you want to find more communities online, you can do that. You can also, of course, the Wealth by Membership is a perfect place for this because it's such a beautiful, welcoming community of like-minded people. But whatever form feels right to you, the universe really is saying that's going to help things feel so much easier and help you continue to purify your energy and your point of attraction and elevate it around money so much faster. And again, this can be a paid thing you do. It can be a free community. It's like, it's whatever feels right to you and is accessible to you and feels like you found kind of the same people who speak your soul language. That's really something that's going to help you on your way. But the universe is like, Oh, I just saw 444 for you. So that's some nice stability and support with community. So really beautiful guidance there. We're going to pull one last card for you to get an affirmation to send you on your way with. Let's see what the universe wants to share with you for an affirmation for deck 1. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. I feel like you've already been doing this, deck 1. This is what we were talking about. Like you've attuned to, oh wow, yeah, this is such perfect confirmation. You've attuned to the energy of abundance, and now it's just going to be a matter of holding that energy. So use this as an anchor. I call these anchor affirmations. I don't know if that's an actual term or something I came up with, but I've been saying this for a while now in my membership. But I say anchor affirmations are something that just remind us of what we already know. I know some people, that's all they think affirmations are. I like affirmations as a form of rewiring my mind. But sometimes I like to use affirmations of what I already know to be energetically true, so that I can hold that energy until it manifests. And so for you, this can be an affirmation you use or you tweak if it resonates with you to help you stay holding this energy, this mindset, this point of attraction around money until the money you desire shows up, right? Which is when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. So just keep tuning into that energy of abundance and know that you become abundant. I would also say I become abundance, like you're abundance incarnate. You are a walking, talking, physical manifestation of abundance. You have abundance in your veins. That's also an awesome affirmation that you could use. So I have abundance in my veins, right? Like you are naturally abundant. You are so deserving of the abundance you desire. And the universe is like, you're finally seeing it. And the universe is cheering you on and celebrating you for finally seeing it, for finally removing the things, releasing the things that kept you from seeing that and knowing that truth. And for just all that you're stepping into, but it's just continuing to walk the path, holding the faith, the vision, the trust, the belief that it's coming because it feels so good to walk this path. And that's your best indicator that you're on the right path, right? So yeah, there you go, deck 1. That's your reading. You're doing the work. You're doing a good job. Keep going. Keep it up. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading and how it resonated. I always love getting to hear your thoughts on these videos, and they truly mean so much to me. So please do comment if you feel called to, even just the smallest thing to let me know that you enjoyed this means the world to me. You are, of course, if you haven't already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And of course, if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, so you can get all the resources, support, and community you need to easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our upcoming Money Negativity Detox Challenge that starts on May 1st, then I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the Wealth Vibe membership is in the description and in the pinned comment below. And then if you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, the link for that is also in the description, pinned comment below. After you pre-order, be sure to claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I'm giving away for free as a thank you to everyone who pre-orders. That link is also below. So with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and the physical manifestation of the abundance that you desire and that you're calling in and that you're a match for deck 1. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 2. This is your reading to uncover what pep talk the universe has for you around money. And we've got some beautiful late afternoon light coming in for you. I will be doing this reading to read for the most positive messages the universe has for you, because often the thing that blocks or slows down our money manifestations the most is the self-doubt, fear, imposter syndrome, or uncertainty that so many of us tend to gravitate toward around money. So my hope is that this reading leaves you feeling inspired, motivated, excited, or maybe even just more peaceful around money. But I really want this to feel like you're getting a pep talk from a best friend who sees your potential for abundance and is just cheering you on. We did a reading like this last month, and a lot of you really loved it and asked for more. So I figure maybe we'll just see how it feels to do maybe roughly one of these a month. We'll see how aligned that feels as we go. And if you want more support, resources, and community to help you raise your vibe around money, definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. I created this low-cost membership to be a place where you can truly master the ability to be an energetic match for the wealth you desire so that you can more easily manifest more money into your life. We also have a challenge coming up in the Wealth by membership next month to help you detox any negativity around money in your life, which is so key to being able to manifest abundance. So if you feel called to join the Wealth by membership, I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the membership is in the description and pinned comment below. So we are going to move your crystal out of the way. We're going to start shuffling to just dive into this message to see what pep talk the universe has for you around money. I want to see, especially to start, just kind of what is deck number 2 doing right? What is the universe really pleased with you about? What is it encouraging you to do or not do or keep going? And just what have you been up to? We have salamander and black pepper inspiration. So the universe is saying you've been opening yourself up to more inspiration lately. I get that you've been making space for inspiration in your life, deck 2. Like you've been maybe creating more space to create in your life, maybe getting into a new hobby or coming back to an old one or creating more intention and spaciousness for that creativity to come through. But I also get that you've just been allowing yourself to be more mentally open to inspiration and following and acting on the inspiration that's coming to you. And the universe is really pleased with that, because whether you're creating more space, more time in your life for inspiration to flow through you into like creative practices or hobbies, or you're just kind of opening yourself to thinking outside of the box and thinking of new ways for money to come in or new ways to approach different money situations or habits, the universe is saying that's really the key for you right now of what you need to manifest more abundance into your life. And so that's been something that you've been doing a fantastic job of. The universe is like, keep going. That is so good. I also see that you've been building up your strength. You've been building up a lot of inner strength is what I'm getting. Maybe you've been also like exercising, working out, building up more physical strength, but this really is speaking to a lot of inner strength that you've been cultivating within yourself. I'm getting that in the past you maybe didn't feel so strong around money in some way, or in your career, or you felt like things were tenuous, unstable, maybe that you couldn't handle things was your perception of things in the past, but now you're, especially as you've been creating more space to create, you're starting to see your own strength, you're starting to see what you're truly capable of, and how competent you are, how well equipped you actually are to handle things. So that's really cool to see. Deck 2, let's see, there's a lot more guidance that the universe definitely wants to share. Yeah, and I feel there was almost like a naivety, innocence. We have the mouse and buttercup. Almost kind of an innocence, which innocence is not a bad thing, but in the past, some of that naivety of like, not understanding how much responsibility things took in a job or career or business, or just in handling money or navigating money challenges. There was just a lot of that again has its place, but for you, it left you when kind of with some rude awakenings. The universe said you've done such a good job and come so far in recent months and years of learning how to navigate kind of the waters of financial abundance, right? Of like learning how to maybe manage your money better, how to keep a clear head around money, how to not panic about it if it's not coming in and at the rate you want or need, how to create a problem solve around it. Like you've created a lot of strength and a lot of skills that are now resources for you to draw upon, because you've lived a lot of experience with money, and it's going to serve you, and it's been serving you, and the universe is really celebrating you and saying great job for not allowing, I get, that you kind of like had some, I don't know, blindsided, rude awakening, things like that in the past, a while back, right? That kind of was a surprise around money, and left you feeling weak, or like you weren't capable of being able to support yourself financially, or, get that level of wealth you desire. But the universe is like, you've come so far in learning the lessons you needed to learn to have the strength that's required of you to get to the wealth you desire, right? To be able to hold it, to be able to manage it, to be able to not self-sabotage it, right? And that's going to serve you well, because I do see that there's going to be some sort of idea that's coming through soon. Again, this might come while you're doing whatever creative endeavor you might have been starting or making more space for in your life recently. Could also be just through you being more open to ideas. But this strength is it's like you're going to have some sort of idea that it's going to be this divine download almost of like an inspiration, like almost $1 million idea that's going to come through, and you're going to have the strength and the belief in yourself to act on it, to execute it, and to actually run with it. And that's really exciting because a lot of times people have so many brilliant ideas for making money, but they immediately write it off and say, who am I to do that? I can't do that. Or they think they can just do it without understanding the scope of it, the depth of it, the responsibility that comes with it, what's required of it in order to actually make it happen or make it profitable. And then they bite off more than they can chew, right? So there's those two ends of the spectrum there. And you have landed beautifully in the middle. You're like at the right point where when that idea comes through, you're actually going to be able to run with it. And I actually have another pick a card reading on this channel that I'll link above here. But this other reading is all about your next $1 million idea, right? Like divine guidance from source to uncover it. So if that resonates with you, if this reading is resonating with you so far, and you want to kind of like really tap into that next idea for calling more money into your life, that is something you can check out if you want to after this reading. All right, I also have the Dragonfly and Pansy balance. You've been, like I said, you've been creating a lot more of that balance, a lot more spaciousness in your life. That's serving you well and something that the universe is wanting you to continue to maintain or create more of in your life as you move forward. But you've been doing a very good job of finding more of that, or just bringing awareness to where that needs to be. That balance needs to be created or struck in your life, and the universe is like, make sure you're really leaning into that deck too. But everything, because I see just a lot of transformation, a lot of inner growth for you around your relationship with money has evolved, has matured quite a bit over the last few years, deck two. And the universe is like so excited about this, so pleased, so proud of you for kind of growing up around money, which is something that personally I'm like, why should we have to grow up around money, right? Like keeping that childlike wonder is really valuable when it comes to manifesting money at times, but it's not to say that yours is all gone. It just means that you have learned the lessons that are going to allow you to more easily and gracefully step into the abundance you want without like the kind of hot and cold energy of it, without the roller coaster income and going out expenses, without, this feast or famine or self-sabotaging behaviors. Like you've created a very sturdy foundation for yourself. And through this all, you've learned so much. Like you've gained a lot of wisdom. And the universe says that I think you're aware of this wisdom, actually, at least to a degree. Like you're aware of that you've learned a lot in terms of money or career or your industry, your niche, your business, whatever it is, over the last few years here, and a lot of lessons about yourself and what matters to you around money. And the universe is saying those lessons are so valuable and so well earned by you, and that if you wanted to, and if you've been thinking of doing this especially, sharing those lessons with others, especially in exchange for some sort of compensation or just because you believe other people should have those lessons so that they don't have to have like kind of the rude awakenings that you might have had years ago or in the past for you, that this is a great sign to maybe pursue that or go down that path a little bit more and see what that would look like and entertain that idea. So that's pretty cool to see. There's just this really, for you, deck two, there's just a really like calm, grounded energy around money and around work. I feel like you've released a lot of stress around those topics in the last few years. Like you've really learned, like I said, what's really most important about money and success. And it's not necessarily having or manifesting all the dollars or, values of money that you think you want. Sometimes it's about how it comes in, the difference you can make with it, how you feel on the way to it, how much balance you have in your life, how fulfilled you feel, right? Like there's more to wealth than just money. And that's something that you've been learning for a while. And the universe is really cheering you on, applauding you for learning those lessons so beautifully and so deeply. And those are things that are going to serve you well, but also the universe is just saying like, you've done a phenomenal job with that, because most people struggle to really learn those lessons and see beyond just the dollar signs or what they think they want or how many zeros they want in their bank account, right? Like, or how many digits I should say. So you've learned so much, maybe more than you realize, but I think you have a pretty good idea of how much you've learned and changed, and your relationship with money has evolved over the last several years, deck two. But there is just such a depth to your wisdom, and that can unlock more money for you. Because also when you just have a healthier relationship, a more mature relationship with money, you can call more and more of it in. But again, a lot of just this really stable, grounded energy. The universe is also saying that your heart has very much been in the right place around money. Deck 2. This is from, I'm pulling now from the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, and this card's all about like when you give to others, it comes back to you multiplied, right? And with our Light Weaver card, and it means like I can see that your heart has been very much in the right place, and you've been making a really, like, again, I feel like you've had some big significant shift around the way you view money, and you are less scared of, you know, parting with it maybe, or giving to others, because you see how you become richer as they become richer in different ways, right? Sometimes it's a financial return, sometimes it's in other kind of ways that it pays off in other forms of abundance. But the universe is really saying you've been doing a phenomenal job of really looking at how can I be of service to others, and trusting as you do that in a way that feels aligned to you, that more wealth is coming back to you. And that, again, like the universe is saying, that's something that's so hard for people to do. It's so hard for us to do, even though I think a lot of us know this on a deep soul level, and a lot of us even think we know this on a conscious level, but when it comes down to it, a lot of people are afraid to let go of the money because they don't believe it's going to come back to them, or that if I give you some, you have more and I have less. But you are someone who I am seeing has seen far beyond the surface level representation of money, and you can see much further. And this is some of the lessons you've probably learned, and the wisdom you have is like the true meaning of wealth, the true meaning of abundance, the true meaning of prosperity. It's not just money, it's not just being rich, it's about being wealthy, right? Like, you have really learned this lesson, and because of that, you have such a trusting relationship with yourself, or with the universe, or with money, or with your career. Like, there's just this sense of peace within you that's really beautiful. And the universe is saying there are like so many blessings coming your way. Like, all of the good karma, all of the good stuff you've been doing around money is coming back to you, right? Like, we already knew that, but it's like it's coming back in the most beautiful way. It's all being lined up for you right now as we speak. So that's incredibly rewarding to see. With our Storyteller card, Deck 2, you have been doing also a great job of shifting the story you tell around money. And again, that makes sense because you've been changing your relationship for it. So of course, for the relationship change, you have to change the story you're telling. But the universe wants to really highlight to you how good of a job you've been doing of telling a different story, of creating your reality by really consciously selecting the thoughts you think, the stories you tell, right? And if you feel like that doesn't resonate, the universe is saying that's somewhere that you get to work on next. That's the next thing for you to work on, is really paying attention to how much your words, your thoughts have an impact on your physical reality, on the money that manifests or doesn't into your life, or flows in or out of your life. And that's really the truth, is that we are the stories we tell ourselves, and the words we use to talk about money create our reality with money, just like anything else. So what story are you telling around money? For most of you, I get the guidance here that you've been doing a great job of telling the story you want to tell around money, the story you want to call into existence around money. And but I'm getting that even if you've been doing that, or whether you haven't, you can get better at it or go deeper into it. Or it might be even time for a new story, a new upgrade. Maybe you've actually outgrown the old story that you're telling and are still telling. It's like, let yourself dream a little bigger, is what I'm getting. You're ready to dream bigger, the universe says. Woo, that's fun. You're ready to dream bigger about what you want, and tell the stories of it, and let yourself believe that it's possible for you, so that it can become possible for you. That's very exciting, Deck 2. Now, if you want support on learning to more intentionally shape your reality by the story you tell yourself, this is a big part of the challenge that we're doing starting next month inside the Wealthify membership. So you're welcome to come and join for that if you like, if that calls to you. I saw 1414 for you, some nice little double number angel confirmation. The challenge we're doing is a money negativity detox challenge, and a big part of it is going to be about looking about the languaging we're using around money and how we can upgrade that, how we can up-level it so that our financial reality upgrades and up-levels alongside us. So that's really cool. That link is below if you want to come join us. But this is just something for you to be deepening into, whether you're already doing it or you haven't been doing it at all, but start or go deeper into telling that story of what you really truly desire to be true in that next level of abundance that you're seeking, and speaking it, thinking it into existence. But you've been doing, if you've already been doing this, you've been doing a phenomenal job of it. Now just take it, like kick it up a notch, right? Ooh, the Goddess card. You've also been doing, I see you've been letting people in more. And this could be around money. You could be allowing people to help you financially or give you those sweet hookups for those jobs or whatever it is. But I also see this being just in terms of like you've allowed people to support you more, maybe emotionally, maybe helping you more like with errands or, you know, allowing people to babysit your kids more so you can have more time for you, more balance and time for that inspiration to come through. Whatever it is, like you've been allowing yourself to receive so much more with grace because you've learned, again, the true meaning of abundance, and you've learned, you can see, or at least some part of you knows on a deeper level that there is no such thing as weakness when it comes to money. There's only more depths of strength you can find, and that's what you've been really leaning into lately and really nurturing within yourself, whether that's what you've been intentionally doing or not. And so the universe is just so happy to see you allowing yourself to receive, like the goddess card. When you think about a goddess or a god, they receive, right? People give them offerings, they pray to them, right? Like they receive without any hesitation, and they almost expect to receive from others, from the universe, right? Like they expect to receive, and you've been more and more building up that expectation of receiving and almost like feeling like how your manifestations, which they are coming, are right around the corner, which allows you to continue to tell the story, to give freely, right? Like it's all this, you've been learning and mastering so many beautiful lessons. Deck 2, like it's really beautiful, very impressive what you've been doing. You've come so far in your relationship with money, more so than anyone else out there has, more so than other people will ever achieve in their lifetime. And that's something worth celebrating. And the universe is saying, I'm celebrating you for it. I hope you're celebrating yourself for that as well. All right, so I want to get some more cards on like, what are these blessings that are coming your way from all these lessons that you've been learning? What blessings are coming for deck number 2? Ooh, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Even more stability. I'm getting more financial stability coming through for you. More connection with others. More connection also with nature. It's interesting. I've used this deck so much for so many years, and I don't know that I've ever seen this card come up for it. What I am seeing here, though, is that, again, I was talking about all this strength you've been building up, all this, all these lessons you've been learning, how stable you feel in your relationship with money. That is now coming to pay off even more with your actual finances. Like you're going to be manifesting even more financial stability to the point where you're going to feel so incredibly grounded, so at peace, that there's no question anymore in your mind. There's only abundance. Ooh, very cool. You likely are someone who's an empath or highly sensitive, or you just have a very divine and intimate connection with nature, perhaps. Drawing on those things can help you, and seeing those things as gifts too, especially empaths and highly sensitive. Sometimes people see that as a burden instead of the blessing that it truly is. But seeing how that, like looking at how can you use those abilities, your empathic abilities, your highly sensitive gifts and qualities, your connection with nature, if any of those things resonate with you. Ask yourself, how can I use these things to create even more financial stability in my life? Feel even more secure in my relationship with money, in my mind, my energetics around money. That's really cool. So let's see what else these blessings are all about that are coming your way. Mintinkin, longing for home belonging, the original light workers. I get the sense of you feeling just so much more at home. I also, honestly, this is very on the nose with the word home, you might be buying a new home. You might be having a change in your living situation, deck 2. You might be manifesting a dream location, a dream move, a dream home, a dream living situation of some sort. Like I see some sort of upgrade with that happening, and in a way that it's going to be this major quality of life improvement for you, where you're going to finally feel more at home in your actual physical home, in your living situation. Maybe it's even just a renovation, an upgrade to your current home, but something that it just takes this up a next level. And it's something that maybe you felt like you needed money for. You might manifest that money for it directly, or maybe it comes in another amazing way. But I do see that for you, where you get to feel even more comfortable, more expansive, more high vibe, more next level, more luxurious, whatever it is for you at Home, there's some big upgrade there coming for you, which is very, very cool. I get the sense that you maybe been feeling displaced or not quite like your living situation is exactly where you want it to be, but and you felt like limited because of finances or even like career in terms of where you had to live around that. And I see that changing soon for you, which is really beautiful. Let's see anything else on these blessings for deck 2. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Ooh, I actually see you being compensated in a new way, like a new income stream for something you truly love to do. Honestly, it could be these creative endeavors that you're doing or something else that's a creative outlet. But it's gonna, I mean, this makes sense. Didn't I just say a little while ago, a few minutes ago, that you're gonna have $1 million idea, you're gonna have some sort of amazing idea. It's probably, it's something that's gonna be so aligned for you, clearly, otherwise it'd be hard to make a lot of money doing it. But it's gonna be something that's so aligned for you, and it's something that just like, it fills you up. Makes a lot of sense with this reading we've had so far. So I see so much more financial stability coming for you because you're starting to do more. You act on that $1 million idea, or you start to do more of, you know, the things you love and have those ideas and act on them. And that's going to call in so much more abundance for you in a new way or at a new level. And it's going to help you have that home upgrade, that dream home or that dream living situation or that situation that just allows you to feel like your most abundant, most comfortable, most secure, safe, stable self. And that's worth a whole lot in this lifetime, right? All right, I want to pull just a couple more cards for what advice. We're going to pull from the wealthy one for this, I feel, actually. I think that'll be better for this. What advice does the universe have for you moving forward? Because you're doing a great job. It's just about continuing deepening into that spaciousness, telling the story of what you want, that creativity, that inspiration, really valuing the wisdom you've learned, because you've just learned so much. It's just more confirmation for you with our Seasons of Wealth card. You're moving into a new season of wealth, my loves. So just embrace the change, embrace the transformation, embrace, the universe is saying, allow things that no longer serve you to fall away. Allow things that no longer serve you to fall away. Just like, you know, like we don't mourn, you know, necessarily when the trees or the leaves on the trees start to die or change color and fall. Sometimes a lot of us even celebrate that. Like fall is my favorite season here in the Pacific Northwest. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it's just like celebrate as you start to see old things that once served you, especially in your career finance, starting to fall away. Celebrate that because it's an indication that things are changing, that a new season of wealth is coming, is starting to take root, starting to blossom in your life. So that is something truly beautiful for you. Let's see what else we have. Last little guidance for you. We have the student card, which I think is kind of really beautiful, bit of guidance here. I feel like this reading is coming full circle. Like you've learned so much, and I feel like you're completing a cycle, a season, right, of money. So wherever you are, your financial situation is changing soon in the positive way, right? As long as you're doing these things we talked about with creating that balance, that spaciousness for inspiration, continuing to deepen into that, continue to deepen your ability to tell the story of what you desire rather than always complaining about or you know, worrying about what you don't have, but continuing to deepen those things is going to allow you to use the wisdom you've gained to wrap up the cycle and step into a new one. But it's like you've stepped up, you're going to level up, and then it starts like the cycle starts anew, where you'll be at a new level of abundance, a new level of financial stability for you, deck 2. But then you to get to the next level, you need to become the student again. So the universe is saying you've gotten very used to, as you should right now, to being wise and the master and the teacher, the expert, right? Like you've learned so much, but there's now a new level that's opening up to you, which is very exciting. That's what this life is all about, is about continually expanding and learning and growing in our own unique ways. And so the universe is saying, move through this season of wealth and this old chapter closing out, this new one opening around money and career and success. Move through it with grace, and don't allow your ego to get in the way of becoming the student once more. You get to be the student who has a lot of wisdom and a lot of strength, but then acknowledge that there will be more things for you to learn, and so that you can get to the next level of abundance, of prosperity, of wealth, of success. So don't shy away from that, right? And don't make it mean anything like, oh, I'm the student again. I'm learning again. There's all these things and mistakes I'm making. It's like it's part of life. You're just in a new level. It's not like you're starting back over. You're just starting the cycle anew at a much higher level. So it's pretty cool. Now we're gonna find an affirmation to send you on your way with, deck 2. Oh, so perfect. When I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. This is a beautiful card. Again, one that I don't know that I've seen, or at least I haven't seen much from this deck, and I've had this deck for many years. So 555 for you. Truly, we're talking about, it all comes back to like, how much are you allowing yourself to have that space to be inspired, to create. Again, you've been doing a fantastic job of it. The universe is like, just keep going in on that. Keep doubling down on it. Keep leaning into joy. Keep leaning into that creative expression. Keep leaning into the things that just feel good to you, that make you feel good, that make you feel wealthy, that remind you of the wealth you desire, that remind you that it's possible for you. Like, lean into those things and open yourself up mentally and, habit-wise for ideas to come in. Create space for those brilliant ideas, again, through those creative practices, hobbies, or just through, having more quietness, more solitude, maybe more space in your life and day. And just know that like this idea is going to come through, this $1 million idea, or this idea that's just going to open up this whole new way of money flowing to you, whole new level of it flowing in, allow you to make that upgrade to that home or that location you desire, just create so much more financial stability, open up this new season of wealth for you and start the cycle anew of becoming a student again. So you can use this affirmation if it resonates with you. You can tweak it, make it something different. But when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. Like, really leaning into that. Even just when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally and abundance will flow to me. That's how I would edit this affirmation for you, deck 3, and just remind yourself that of that. Like, it's just following your joy. It gets to be that simple. We overcomplicate money, and that's maybe something you've also learned in all the wisdom that you've gathered over the last few years around your relationship with money, is that we overcomplicate it. It's truly not that hard. It's just a matter of tuning into ourselves, what feels right to us, what feels aligned, what creates that joy in us, and following it and knowing that it can lead us to the wealth we desire, but it probably in the most illogical, unpredictable, irrational ways, right? It's not going to be this linear, predictable journey. It's going to be quite unpredictable, in fact, but that's the beauty of it, that it gets to be very miraculous in the way it unfolds. So, the universe is just so pleased, so proud of all the growth you've done, all the lessons you've learned and allowed yourself to learn. Because remember, allowing ourselves to learn lessons, it's often a choice, right, to learn a lesson. And so many things can happen to you in your life, and you can still choose not to grow from it, but you've been choosing growth, you've been choosing expansion, you've been choosing this evolution, this maturation of your relationship with money, and that's beautiful, and it's allowing you to move through the season of wealth you're now and open up the doorway to an even greater one. So that's exciting. I'm so excited for you, deck 2. All right, that is your reading, my loves. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading and how it resonated. I truly love getting to hear your thoughts on these videos. They mean so much to me and give me ideas and inspiration for more videos and the motivation to keep making them. So definitely comment below if you feel called to. You are, of course, welcome, if you're not already, to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so that you can get access to all the resources, the support, the community, and more that you need to easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our upcoming Money Negativity Detox Challenge that starts on May 1st, then I would love to get to connect with you there in the membership. The link for that is in the description and pinned comment below. If you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, the link for that will also be in the description, pinned comment below. If you do pre-order, be sure to check out the links below as well. There's a link there where you can claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I've recorded and I'm giving away for free as a thank you for pre-ordering the deck. So that's there for you. Don't miss out on that if you've pre-ordered or if you're about to. With all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance as you transition into this new season of wealth in your life, Deck 2, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, Deck number 3. This is your reading to uncover what pep talk the universe has for you around money. I will be doing this reading to read for the most positive messages the universe has for you, because often the thing that blocks or slows down our money manifestations the most is the self-doubt, the fear, or uncertainty that so many of us tend to gravitate toward around money. So my hope is that this reading leaves you feeling inspired, motivated, excited, or maybe just even a little bit more peaceful around money. I really, really want this reading to feel like you're getting a pep talk from a best friend who sees your potential for abundance and is just cheering you on. We did one of these pep talk readings last month, and a lot of you really loved it and said you wanted more of these, so I figure we will see how it feels to do one of these sorts of readings maybe each month, see how that goes. And I do want to note here, if you want more support, resources, and community to help you raise your vibe around money, then definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. I created this low-cost membership to be the place where you can master the ability of being an energetic match for the wealth you desire, so that you can more easily manifest more money into your life, right? We also have a challenge coming up next month in the membership to help you detox any negativity around money in your life, which is so key to being able to manifest abundance. So if you feel called to join the Wealth Vibe membership, I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the membership is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Okay, let's move your crystal out of the way. We are going to start shuffling here, and I want to get right into it and see let's see what the main thing is. The first thing, the big message that the universe is just saying you're right on track with your money manifestations. Say what you've been doing right around money. What have you, what is the universe really celebrating Deck 3 for right now? That's what I want to know. Ooh, I get already, the guidance hasn't even come through yet. I get that the universe is really celebrating Deck 3, that you've been being intentional with your money, maybe with your career, maybe with your plans, your budgeting, whatever. You brought more intention and conscious awareness and more thoughtfulness to money recently. I see, like, in the last month. That's really cool to see. Yeah. Okay, very nice. There's the first kind of thing. We'll see what the cards say, see if they kind of corroborate that. Ooh, I do get that you have been, with our key holder card, that you have been being more intentional with listening to yourself, honoring what feels right to you around money, perhaps honoring what feels like intuitively correct to you, listening to your intuition more, or just listening to even what your body needs. I'm getting, so maybe more rest, or maybe you've been changing things up. Like, you've just been listening to yourself more. You've been getting to know who, like to trust yourself more, basically, in whatever way, with money or career. And that takes a lot of courage, right? I want to just kind of applaud you for a minute. This is coming from me and also from the universe, but personally, like, this is a big thing I teach. It's something I talk about all the time in the Wealth Vibe membership. It's one of the 3 or 4 main pillars I teach around money manifestation is trusting yourself, trusting your inner guidance, trusting that you can handle whatever comes your way, trusting that what feels right to you is the right next step toward abundance for you, even if it seems related or not to money. And I see that you've been learning to listen to yourself and trust yourself more. And that is so courageous to do, because our society tells us to look at everything outside ourselves and not really to listen to our gut, our intuition, our inner nudges. And you've been, whether consciously or not, you've been listening to yourself more, listening to more of what you need, more of what you want, more of what you don't want, what you don't need, what's not right for you, what's not healthy for you, for your finances, for your career. Like, you've been listening to yourself more. And if I'm getting the guidance that if you don't resonate with this, like, take a moment and pause the video here and just think back over the last month. Where have you maybe started listening to yourself more? Because oftentimes when we start to do this, it sometimes doesn't feel like that big of a deal, or it doesn't feel like that's what we're doing, is listening to ourselves and trusting ourselves more. But look back and see if that resonates. And if not, I'm getting the guidance to go pick a different pile, which I don't always say in these readings. But I'm pretty sure that if you picked this card, especially if it was your first choice, that you have been, whether consciously or not, learning to listen to yourself, your body, your inner guidance, maybe your spirit guides, maybe the universe. You've been learning to listen more and trust more in what's right for you to get to the abundance you desire. And the universe is so pleased. I'm so pleased. This is a huge thing, and it's so hard to do. It's hard to oftentimes release the fear we have that we've been so programmed with and conditioned with in our society, that it's not safe to listen to ourselves, that it's not safe to go against the grain or step off the prescribed path, especially where money or career is concerned. But you've been gathering so much courage within you and finding more courage within you. Deck 3, and I just saw 333 for deck 3. So perfect. So I'm just saying, like, you have truly been doing a phenomenal job of that, and you were saying that's something that's going to really pay off big time in the future, in the coming months and years. It's something that you're kind of finding a new level of this, or finding a new relationship with trusting yourself, honoring yourself, and it's going to lead you down, I'm seeing, like, a really miraculous but unpredictable path toward abundance. And that's what I love to see in here when I'm channeling guidance for you, just so you know. I love when I get this guidance coming through, like, this is unpredictable. Your future is unpredictable in a good way, because that means miracles can happen. That means quantum leaps can happen. If you want illogical results around money, you want, like, to go from making, like, $50,000 a year to making $500,000 a year in, like, a year or two, that's not a logical jump for most people, right? Like, that's something, if you think about the prescribed path, where you have to keep climbing the corporate ladder, keep doing these things, keep getting more and more, and then eventually you can, baby step your way into that. The universe is saying, you're someone who wants and who's capable of it. Just that 444. Just completely illogical, miraculous results around money. And the way you're going to get there, deck 3, is by doing what you've already started doing in the last month or so, which is trusting yourself. And you're going to find more and more levels of this. But the universe is so excited. My guides are so excited. My collective especially is super excited for you, because they're showing me just how much is opening up for you if you continue down this path of trusting yourself. But you've been doing a phenomenal job. It takes, like, again, so much courage to trust yourself. I do see it took a lot of healing, right? We have the healer card here. It took a lot of healing for you to get to this point. Sometimes healing is interesting. I had this message come through earlier, and it's coming through again. Not in this reading, just earlier in a private reading I was doing for someone in my Wealth by membership. But with the healer card, it's interesting because a new message has started coming through for me, because I authored this deck. And this is one that hasn't come through before, but it's that sometimes healing can happen subconsciously. It can happen automatically. It can happen just without us even trying to heal. And I think sometimes we often think that healing is something we have to consciously do and set out to do. I saw 555 for you. This is amazing. Deck 3. Sometimes we think that healing is something we have to consciously work at, but sometimes we heal those, especially for you, this distrust of ourselves, of our inner guidance. We can heal that. We can heal the fear or the stories we have that say it's not safe to trust ourselves if we want financial security or abundance. Sometimes that stuff heals automatically, especially the more love that we give ourselves. And when you think about your body too, the way your body heals, often, like with minor cuts and bruises, things like that, it'll heal on its own. You don't have to do anything. You just leave it alone. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes with your money blocks, that's what happens. Especially, like, if you just keep the area clean of, like, a minor scrape, it'll heal up on its own. So the more you've been listening to yourself, the more you've been able to heal the fear that it's not safe to listen to yourself. But also I see it going the other way too, where the more that you've been loving yourself and pouring love into yourself, maybe more self-care, more self-love, more just, getting to know yourself better, prioritizing yourself, the more you've been doing that recently, deck 3, the more that's also allowed you to trust yourself more, which allows you to heal, which allows you to trust yourself more, which allows you to heal more, right? Like, and love yourself more and trust more. And it's just this beautiful cycle that you've now started kind of stepping into. And the universe is just applauding that and so excited about that, because this is, like, I'm seeing that this is the start of a big shift in your financial reality for you, again, into, like, these illogical, miraculous results around money. I do see, like, there was a transition away from, and it's something that you might still be healing, right? So don't get me wrong, like, healing doesn't always, it's not like you just did it and you're done. We often have to re-heal or heal the same things on deeper levels, or we learn new ways or new related stories that are ready to come up at later times. But I do see that you've healed a lot of the needing to prove yourself, in some ways. And again, I get the sense there's more for you to heal around this, but that's okay. There's still more for me to heal around that too. I've been healing this story for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And I've come a long way, but I still know that that's one that runs deep for me. It might be one that runs deep for you, is that kind of need to prove yourself. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, to prove that you're worthy of someone paying you, or to prove that your stuff is good enough, or to prove that you're good enough at what you do. This could also be in a job, to prove that you're good enough for that job, or things like that. And you've come a long way, my loves, with my deck threes, of healing that need to prove yourself and that validation. And instead you've started giving yourself, again, whether consciously or not, but it comes from this more love you've given yourself and trusting yourself more. You're starting to value yourself more. You're starting to understand how innately worthy you are of all you desire. You're starting to really see and know and remember how phenomenal you are, how amazing you are, how great you are. You're starting to see your own worth. A lot of your imposter syndrome, I see, has been kind of lessening. I still see, if you have imposter syndrome, it's still there. But again, we all have this at times, right? Like, I still get imposter syndrome at times. And it's something that we get to keep moving through and healing on deeper levels, and it gets to have less and less of a hold on you, right? But you've been doing, the universe is like, just like kudos, big claps for you, deck three, because you've just been shifting so much. I'm seeing in like this last month alone is what I keep getting. Some of this extends further beyond that, but you have been doing so much that shifts the inner world and the inner work around money, because when you shift the way you look at yourself in relationship to money, you start to no longer feel like you need some job or some amount of money coming in or someone to purchase something from you in order to feel like you see evidence of your proficiency, your skill, your enoughness. Like, you've started seeing more of that yourself. And the more you can deepen into that by trusting yourself, right? And by pouring love into yourself, like, the more all of this keeps, like, it's all this works so well together, right? So just know that you've been doing a lot of that work. The universe is recognizing that. It is celebrating you for it. And it's saying this is like, you're doing all the things right on the inner level to heal things. And if you find, as you're listening to this, that you've been doing a lot of these things unconsciously, subconsciously, they've kind of been naturally happening, that's great. If you want to start bringing conscious awareness to these things, you can absolutely do that, right? You can start more consciously listening to your inner guidance, your intuition, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, and acting on that guidance and doing that with increasingly bigger things so that you kind of acclimate to trusting it more and more. You can create more self-care, more spaciousness, more intentional self-care or practices that allow you to really find more love and deepen your love for yourself and pour more love into yourself. And you can also start to just more consciously, like, recognize what makes you so special, so unique, so valuable, so worthy innately of the things you desire, right? And start bringing awareness to those things. These are all things we do in the membership with our different challenges. They cover a lot of these things in different ways each month, or different things are covered each month, right? So, and lots of resources in there for this stuff. So if you want to come join in, that link is below. But it's you're doing a phenomenal job of it. And the universe is like, keep going. You are doing great. And this is hard work, right? Like, the universe wants you to say, before we get to our giver card here, what you've been doing is hard. It might not feel hard to you, which is great. It doesn't have to feel hard, but it is challenging. Let's say that's a better word for what's coming through. It is challenging to have this inner transformation, because you have to change. Your ego has to go through some sort of transformation, which is an ego death, right? Like, this is not easy, and it's not easy to go against what society tells us so much of. Don't listen to your gut. Look at just the cold hard numbers and facts and budgets and plans, which, again, those things have their place, but it's not everything, right? It's so hard to go against, like, trusting what feels right to you when we've been programmed not to. It's so hard to see your value when we've been taught to measure our value by external metrics. And you've been doing a phenomenal job of finding that courage within yourself, again, whether consciously or not, and allowing that courage to transform you, to shift you, to change the way you see yourself, to see yourself as this divine piece of the universe that you are. And not just some random human who's hopefully trying to scratch out a living or trying to claw their way to that next level. It's like you're expanding so much, whether you realize it or not. Deck 3 in the universe is just so thrilled about this. So we have, you've been going through this huge rebirth. All of this is leading to, I'm going to come back to the giver card in a moment here, but all of what you've just been transforming through is leading to a major rebirth for you. You might already feel like you've kind of transformed and that you've undergone a rebirth of some sort, but this is just the tip of the iceberg for you with this whole healing and up-leveling and expanding journey around self-worth, around money, around abundance, around career success. Like, this is just the start of a new version of you. You haven't even really, they were saying, you haven't even really gotten to the really good stuff yet. And that's what's coming. And so that's so exciting. I'm like getting almost goosebumps channeling this guidance for you, because it's like so much good is coming as long as you keep deepening into this work that you've already been doing so phenomenally, and then just keep with it and don't let yourself backslide and doubt it and doubt that it's valuable and go back to the old way of doing things, the old beliefs, the old self-doubt, the old imposter syndrome, the old, like not making space for yourself, not trusting yourself. As long as you don't backslide into that and you keep deepening into the trust, the self-trust, the intuitive trust, the love for yourself, the spaciousness for yourself to pour love into yourself, the validating of your own self and your own worth and skills, then the rebirth is inevitable, and it's just going to be phenomenal. Like, I see these huge up levels for you. So that's really, really beautiful, deck 3. With our giver card, I'm seeing that a lot of what's happening here is opening you up to give more. You might have seen yourself being more generous in the last few weeks here, or last month. This isn't to say you weren't a generous person. I actually get that you're quite a generous person at your core. But I do see that you're going to feel even more and more abundant, and therefore more and more like you have more to give, whether your financial reality reflects that or not. But knowing that, like, the more that you give in alignment with what feels right to you, not give just for the sake of giving or because you feel obligated to give, but instead giving because when it feels intuitively aligned to give to others, whether it's money or your time or your energy or assistance or whatever it is, support, a pep talk, right? Like, as long as you keep listening, you're saying keep listening for when it feels right to give, and when it doesn't, having boundaries around that, right? Then you're going to start to see this rebirth, and you're going to start to see things shift in your financial reality, because when I see this giver card appears, it means like giving is its own kind of form of abundance, and it allows us to feel more abundant, and it's a reflection of feeling abundant when we can freely give without fear or feeling like we have less when we give, right? You actually have more when you give. And so giving, again, this doesn't have to be giving financially. It might be giving your time, giving advice, giving support, other resources, right? But giving in alignment with what feels right to you, and not giving when it doesn't feel right to you, and trusting that. Those choices and those actions are going to unlock so much of the financial, like, transformation in your reality. Like, you're going to start to see your finance, because when you think about it, if you start giving to people, people want to give back to you or give you other opportunities, or you start giving and then that you start to see how good you are at something and realize that you can monetize it and turn it into a business, right? Like, there's so many ways that giving can open the door to receiving more when we give freely and in alignment with what feels right to us. So doing that, but that the universe is also just saying, don't feel like you have to give if you don't want to give. If it doesn't feel right to give in a certain situation to a certain person, do not feel, you don't have to, right? There's always that choice. So making sure you're having those boundaries with the universe is saying, like, you're probably already feeling this, but you're going to start to feel even more and more like you can give more and at a higher level, a higher quality of giving. And trust that that is going to, when you do it in alignment with when it feels right to you, going to come back to you in amazing ways. It's going to open up doors for you, right? So really beautiful. Whew, I feel like the guidance is coming through fast for you today. It's coming through faster than I can say it. I feel like you've transformed a lot in the last month, whether you realize it or not. I think a lot of you do realize it and know, deck 3, but you've been transforming quite a bit. Modest fortitude with the horse and bluebell. Nourishment, what did I just say about you've been pouring more love into yourself, more of what really feeds you and feeds your soul. We have determination, and we also have with our Ram and Dahlia, and then we have the snail and huckleberry, trust in the invisible. You've been trusting yourself so much more. You really have. A lot of these cards are confirmation. I'm also seeing just some additional messages here for you, which is that don't be afraid to go for it. So the universe is saying, don't be afraid to go for it. You've been creating so much more, a lot more energy within yourself with which you're going to be able to pursue more ways for making money, or pursue your already, the ways you're already making money in a more intentional way, or more powerful, effective way. Keep trusting in the invisible. Trust in your intuition. Trust in your inner guidance, right? Trust in the universe bringing you things. But you've created an abundance of stability within yourself, an abundance of confidence within yourself, an abundance of personal power is what I'm seeing with everything that you've been shifting and healing and cultivating this last month or so. And as you continue to do that, you're going to have more and more strength. You're going to feel more nourished in a way, right? Especially with the self-care, with pouring love into yourself. You're going to feel more nourished, more full, like your cup is more full for you to pour from and give to you, but also that's going to allow you to unlock this new level of motivation. I'm seeing the universe is saying if you've felt like motivation or determination has been an issue for you in the past in terms of, being able to thrive in your career or business, or if it's been, like you just felt like I want more money, but I don't really have the drive to go make more money or things like that. Like that's all about to shift with this rebirth as well. Like you're going to find a new level of determination, a new fire lit under you from this very stable, aligned place, not from a place of scarcity, a place of I need to get more money. I need this. I have to do it. It's going to feel like the next natural step to you almost. And that's truly beautiful. So that's very exciting to see. Like I just see you stepping again more into your personal power. You're plugging into with all this that you've been healing. It's allowing you to plug more fully into your personal power, your power that you carry in your soul, your power to create your reality from the inside out, to become and transform yourself into the person you need to be and you want to be to call in the wealth you desire. So it's just like the universe is like, you're doing so much of what needs to be done. You're doing it right. And it's just allow yourself to evolve is the kind of little bit of guidance from the universe. Allow yourself to continue evolving. Don't be afraid to change because who you're changing into is perfect. You're already perfect, let's be clear, but who you're changing into is perfect for what kind of life you want to create is what the universe is saying. So that's incredibly exciting to see. Let's get some more guidance, see what advice does the universe have for you moving forward? Yes, we already know, universe. We have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Our rebirth card, our new way of being, our transformation to being more motivated. Again, you're stepping into a new way of being. What I'm getting here is, again, the universe saying, embrace change. Get clear even. This is a practical step for you after you watch this reading once it's done. But sit down and maybe journal on or write out or just at least reflect on, but I recommend journaling this out. Writing out like, who do you want to become? How are they the same as who you are now? Are they different from who you are now? Especially when it comes to the way they think or feel or act around money or career. Just create an avatar of who you're becoming. Create an alter ego of who you're stepping into. Also, this is a challenge that we did inside of the Wealth Vibe membership, which I believe is still up in there, where you can go back and look at how I create an alter ego to use it to manifest more abundance. So if that's something that calls to you, again, check out the Wealth Vibe membership because I'm starting to keep our old challenges in there so you can go back and look at these different modalities that I use and that others have used to call in more money. But creating some sort of alter ego or template or vision of who you want to become so you can more intentionally start to steer in that direction is going to help you harness all of this personal power that you're tapping into in a really meaningful way to call in the abundance you desire, right? Rather than just changing and seeing how you change, which is sometimes a very beautiful process, and just being surrendered to how you're going to change. Instead saying, I'm changing, so let me harness this change and guide it intentionally so that I end up being the person I want to become in order to create the life I want, the abundance I want, the success I want, right? Because you could change in amazing, beautiful ways, but it might not be with the qualities or traits or mindset or thoughts or energies or beliefs or habits or actions that are required for you to call in the wealth you desire. So something to look at there. We also have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? As you change, know that you are going to be changing in ways, again, you've already been kind of going against the grain with your healing work, with what you've been transforming that takes you off the prescribed path, out of the conditioning that we have around money and career and success in our society. So you've already been doing this, but it's been on a very much an internal level up until this point, is what I'm seeing. At least with these new changes that you have. And so the universe is saying, you're gonna, as these changes start to ripple out into your actions and into your external world, other people are going to start to be able to see that you are different, and that's okay. And do not shy away from that. Even those of us who have walked this path for a while, myself included, and are very different from the majority of the world, there's still times we fear that being seen for being different. It's hardwired into our biology, right? It's hardwired because we're kind of have this biological wiring of like, it's not safe to be different, to be other, because then you can be outcast, right, from the community that keeps you safe and all that. But we have evolved past that in our society now, but yet our evolution, our wiring hasn't caught up yet, right? And so this is a conscious evolution you are probably going to undergo, that the universe is saying, don't shy away from standing out. Don't dim yourself to fit in. Don't dim your light in order to fit in. That, again, won't get you those illogical, miraculous leaps around money that you're seeking. It won't. If you stay like everyone else, the majority of the world is not having miraculous results around money. So if you want miraculous results in your money, in your career, in your job, in your life, you have to be willing to be different. Because if you're the same as everyone, you cannot have those things by definition, because the majority of the world does not have, right now, miraculous results, up levels, quantum leaps around money or career. So you have to be willing to be different, but also know that in being different, you're going to inspire so many other people to tap into their personal power and use that to be true to who they are and be different and be fully expressed and create their own miraculous results in their life or business, whether that's something you do as a career or that's just something that happens as a byproduct of you truly letting your own light shine, right? So that's some beautiful guidance. Don't be afraid, Of course, we have inner temple devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart, which is truly perfect. I want to put this card here because, again, we have the love and the trusting yourself, right? Pouring love into yourself and trusting your inner guidance. So the universe is saying, if you don't already, this is a great time to start creating some sort of practice. It could be daily, it could even just be weekly, but creating some sort of practice where you connect with, truly, like, go into your heart chakra, your heart space, your heart center, whatever you want to call it, but tune into your heart and your body. And also, for some reason, Dr. Joe Dispenza has phenomenal like heart coherence meditations and trainings and things like that. That might be something that you're interested in. I'm being guided to share that with you. But just tuning into your heart and allowing yourself, like, visualize yourself, deck 3, pouring love, pouring the energy of love. Maybe you see this as a light. I'm a light worker. I see it as light. Maybe it's something else, but see yourself or feel yourself pour the energy of love, like allow it to pour in from the universe into your heart, and then allow your heart to radiate it back out and just have it be this endless cycle and that abundance of it. And then once you do that practice, whether it's each day or each week, for like 5-10 minutes, just be in that energy, just feel that delicious love energy. Then sit there and ask yourself, what feels right for me to do next? What's the next aligned thing for me to do? What's the next aligned action? Listen to your inner guidance. If you need to phrase that question differently, especially if you're a generator or MG in human design, you might need a binary yes/no question. So say, does it feel good to take this action that I've been thinking of, yes or no? Or which of these two options feel better? That might work for you if you like using human design authority as a way to tap into your inner guidance. If you don't know what any of that is, I have some beginner videos on human design because that used to be my specialty. That I will link above here for you if you are interested in diving into the human design world to learn how to truly listen to your inner guidance. It's a powerful tool for that. But yeah, doing that practice to tune into your heart, to kind of source energy, the love energy from the universe, allow it in, allow it to pour into you, allow yourself to return that out and emanate it out into the world. And then from that place, ask yourself, what's that next right step? Or does this feel right to me? Yes or no? That sort of a practice is, I've never created that sort of practice for someone before. This is purely channeled for you, deck 3. So that's a very beautiful, simple practice. It's such a powerful one. It would feel like I might start doing that. But that's really gorgeous. And the universe is saying, do that because you do something to change your energy, right? Like, this is our next card we pulled. That's going to really shift your energy in profound ways and help you kind of continue into this big rebirth that you're kind of hurtling towards, is what I see, in the most beautiful way. So that's very, very exciting for you, deck 3. So much beauty here, deck 3. All right. let's pull one last card. We're going to pull from an affirmation deck here. We're going to get an affirmation for you to send you on your way with, to help you lock in this pep talk. But so many good things are coming. You've been doing such deep works. You've been creating so much personal power, opening so many doors for yourself, transforming, healing. Like, you've been doing so much, whether you've been conscious of or not. Deck 3, and it's phenomenal, and the universe is just like, keep going, yes please. And we have this beautiful affirmation to end with here, which is, manifesting is the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create any experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. This makes so much sense as to why that exercise of that love energy in your heart center came through, because what this card, which I don't think I've ever pulled this card from this deck, by the way, and I've had this deck for a long time, so very beautiful coming through for you, which matches all of our other cards here that came out, color-wise. What I'm seeing for you, deck 3, is very much like just this reminding yourself that it's all energy, baby. Like, it's all energy, and I know that's something that's oversaid in the spiritual community, but it's so true. It is so true, because when you think about it, the energy is like the middle piece. We have, our thoughts, which create our feelings or our energy, right? They're kind of, emotions are different from energy, but we'll say energy here. Our thoughts create our energy, which creates our actions, right? And sometimes it doesn't always flow in that linear of a direction, but generally speaking. And being able to be in the right energy means you're in the right headspace, right? You create a lot of the right thoughts and thought patterns and mental habits within yourself and subconscious wirings, and trusting yourself too, right? Like, so that you can allow that guidance to rise to the surface. So everything you've been doing has been allowing you to start to shift your energy more. And when you have your energy in the right place, you'll start to take more and more of those aligned actions naturally. It'll be harder and harder not to stay in the right energy, but not take the actions. That's almost impossible in the long term. So you'll start taking more and more aligned actions, which are going to lead right to your financial reality really drastically shifting in amazing, miraculous ways. So an affirmation to remind yourself of this, of always coming back to your energy, of coming back to like this sort of a practice or something similar, and keep doing this inner work and deepening into it, this affirmation. You can use this exact affirmation that I read off, or I would even shorten it and change it to, by aligning my energy to the abundant energy of the universe, I manifest abundance into my life. You could probably shorten that even further, but you get the gist there, right? As I align my energy to the abundant energy of the universe, I call in more abundance, right? So really, truly beautiful things in store. You've been doing a phenomenal job, deck 3. Keep up the good work. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's easier than others. Sometimes it's hard, but it's worth it, and you're doing it, and you're doing a phenomenal job of it, and the universe is just as cheering you on, right? All right, deck 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below, letting me know what you took from this reading and how it resonated. Your comments mean so much to me. They truly help my channel grow. They also help me continue to do these readings, and they mean so much to me. So thank you for commenting if you feel called to. You are, of course, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance if you're not already subscribed. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our upcoming Money Negativity Detox Challenge that starts on May 1st, then I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the membership is in the description and pinned comment below. And if you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, then the link for that is also in the description and pinned comment below. And after you pre-order, be sure to head again back to the comments or the pinned comment or description below, because there is a link where you can claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I have recorded and I'm giving away for free as a thank you to everyone who pre-orders. So don't miss out on that. Now, with all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and transformation, deck 3. So much goodness coming for you, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 4. This is your reading to uncover what pep talk the universe has for you around money. I will be doing this reading to read for the most positive messages the universe has for you right now, because often the thing that blocks or slows down our money manifestations the most is the self-doubt, fear, or uncertainty that so many of us tend to gravitate toward around money. And getting these messages of what we're doing right and what we're on track with can go such a long way to building that confidence in ourselves to keep moving forward, right? So my hope is that this reading leaves you feeling inspired, motivated, excited, or maybe just more peaceful around money. I really want this reading to feel like you're getting a pep talk from a best friend who sees your potential for abundance and is just cheering you on. We did another one of these pep talks last month, and a lot of you really loved it and asked for more. So I figure maybe we'll see how it feels to do maybe roughly like one of these a month. So yeah, that'll be fun. I love doing these readings. They're really fun. I do want to say if you want more support, resources, and community to help you raise your vibe around money, then definitely come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. I created this low-cost membership to be a place where you can master the ability of being an energetic match for the wealth you desire so that you can more easily manifest more money into your life. We also have a challenge coming up this next month to help you really detox any negativity around money in your life, which is so key to being able to manifest abundance. So if you feel called to join the Wealth Vibe membership, I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the membership is in the description and pinned comment below. All right, let's move your crystal out of the way. We are going to put the deck you selected aside. We are going to use it later in this reading. This is still your reading, but this we're going to pull from very last with the way I've been structuring this pep talk reading. So that will come back a little bit later, but for now we are going to grab our Wealthy Woman Oracle deck to kick off the reading. With these more general readings, I like to start with the Wealthy Woman deck. I authored it because there aren't enough decks around money and abundance specifically out there, and since we are getting this kind of general message from the universe, I want to start with the deck that's designed to do that. So what has deck 4 been doing right? What is the universe just cheering you on about, saying you're on the right track with money? Oh, you've been doing such a good job lately of using your voice where money matters or career matters are concerned. Deck 4. This is something that the universe is saying you've been doing a fantastic job of either speaking up for what you need or for what you don't see as right, like in your job or business or something like that, or been speaking up and setting boundaries. You've also been doing a good job of asking and getting clear on what you want from the universe. The universe is saying, thank you, deck 4, for getting clear on what you desire around money in terms of how much money you want, how you want it to come in, all that sort of stuff, because the universe is saying that helps me so much to give it to you faster, because when you are clear, I'm clear, because you're one and the same, right? You are part of the universe. So the clearer you are on what you desire and what you want it to, the way you want to feel as things come in, the type of abundance you want, the way it flows you, it's like the more that you are clear on what you desire, the more the universe can bring you what you desire, or at least something that's better than that, right? So the universe is saying, thank you, deck 4, right? Like often we're thanking the universe, we're saying, thank you, more universe, or thank you for the abundance. But the universe is saying, no, thank you, deck 4, because you've been making my job a lot easier. You've been making things a lot clearer for me to hear. So keep doing that, keep asking, keep praying if prayer is something they do, or just, knowing like any request you make of the universe, any clarity you have, keep being clear and keep deepening that clarity and keep asking for what you want. There is nothing too big for you that you could ask for. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is too big for me to deliver to you. Nothing is too big for me to handle. Keep asking. So you've been doing a great job of that, the universe saying. And also, like I said, even with asking others for what you need or what you want, like asking for support more, asking for like someone to help you, asking for assistance, asking for that raise, that promotion. And the universe is saying, if you've been thinking about these things and you haven't done them yet, because this is a collective reading, so some of you are kind of a little further along with this than others, then this is that sign to go and start using your voice to ask for more of what you want around money or career, right? But you've been doing a good job of getting clearer on it. I also feel that things have been happening that have just resulted in you getting clear as a byproduct, as a result of different events in your life. But you've been allowing that clarity to come through, and that's really, really big. And that's something that if we don't have clarity of what we're manifesting, it's really hard to manifest it, right? Because we don't know exactly what we want. The clearer you can get, the universe is saying, the faster it can lead you to an eon of excess, an overflow in your life, an overflow of abundance that you would get to celebrate, right? Like I just see the more that you keep, the universe like keep using your voice. And also, I'm getting with your voice, if you have an important message you want to share, or you've been thinking of especially doing something with your voice, whether this is podcasting or public speaking or doing a YouTube channel or anything like that, or writing a book, perhaps writing a blog, like anything where you're sharing your wisdom, your messages, your voice, right? Rather like quite literally your voice or more your words, right? But if you've been thinking of doing anything like that, the universe is saying you're getting really close to being ready to do that, or to take it to the next level if you already have something like that in your life. So starting to explore that a little bit more, because now that you've been getting really good at using your voice, the universe is like, let's use it for abundance, right? This could even be in your current job. Maybe you are like, I want to raise or a promotion where I am interfacing with clients more and speaking with them, or doing more sales or more marketing, or maybe, doing things that allow me to share more of my opinions or more of my insights with the company or with others, right? Like, there's a lot of ways we can use our voice day to day, and in our current jobs, our current businesses, or elsewhere, or starting new things around that, right? But that's a lot of the key I'm seeing. I saw 333 for you, so that's some nice confirmation. I'm seeing a big, just kind of piece of guidance for you, deck 4, which is just that using your voice is going to be one of the big things that unlocks this new level of abundance, this new overflow of abundance that is just like, it's going to feel like a dream to you. You're going to be so excited about it. It's going to be a cause for celebration. So that is something that, like the universe is saying, you've been starting on this path. You've been getting better at using your voice. You can keep getting better at using your voice, and you can start monetizing your voice or finding new ways for that to call in more money if you haven't already. And if you have, then go deeper with that, right? But that's some really fun guidance for you. That's some fun stuff to look at, right? We also have our artisan card, which makes a lot of sense here. The universe is saying, see, it's time for you to start seeing money as a vehicle for getting your message out there more. And I'm also getting here, this might expand the message for some of you. If you don't feel like using your voice, but you have other ways that you express yourself, like art or creative endeavors or whatever it is that you feel like you feel the most you when you're doing it, and it allows you to put more of your essence, your energy, your point of view out into the world. The universe is saying that's also kind of included with sharing your voice, sharing your message, and monetizing that in some way. But you're taking all the right steps to put you on the path to making that possible, right? To making a living off of your truest self-expression that doesn't even feel like work in a way, right? Because it's so true to you. So that's really exciting. But the universe is saying, you're already starting to see how money is maybe more of a tool, but this is something where you get to deepen into it more. This is a little bit of guidance for you from the universe. Don't see money as a barrier to sharing your voice. See it as something that comes as a byproduct of sharing your voice, your message, your expression, but also something that is just a vehicle to help you share your message even more. So not seeing money as the end goal, and not seeing money as a barrier. Just that 555 for you. Not seeing it as the end goal or the barrier. Instead, see it as a byproduct and a vehicle to expand and amplify your voice. Make the end, the universe is saying, change the end goals, and it's going to make sharing your voice and all this wealth you desire so much easier. When you take your focus off of the money, which I know is funny to say in a money reading, but I say this a lot in my line of work, which I've been doing this work for almost 6 years, and I cannot tell you how much making money is not actually about money. It's a byproduct, right? It's about being ourselves. It's about trusting our intuition, our inner guidance. It's about doing things with the unique gifts we have, sharing your unique voice. That's a gift you have, deck 4. Sharing your unique voice, your unique message, your unique form of self-expression, and making that the goal, making that the definition of success and abundance, is that I have the ability to share my voice, my message, my expression, myself with the world, with the universe. That is, in a lot of ways, that if that feels right to you, that's a definition of abundance, of wealth, of success to adopt for yourself. And when you do that, it's going to make sharing your voice so much easier, because it's no longer like, how do I say the right thing that'll make people want to listen to this podcast or hire me or give me that promotion or whatever. It's instead my goal, the thing that makes me feel the wealthiest, the thing that makes me feel most like me, that makes me feel most alive, that fulfills me the most, is sharing my voice in whatever form that is true for you. And when that's your goal, And that's the prize. The money flows because you will unfilter yourself. You will not be trying to guess what people need. You will just be tuning into what you need to share, which is, by the way, what people need and what they need to hear or take in or receive from you in order to want to pay you. So shifting those goalposts is going to make sharing your voice so much easier. And I get that you've already maybe started doing some of this, right? You've already maybe started doing some of this, but the universe is saying that this is something to more consciously start to lean into, is really looking at your definition of success, your definition of wealth, your goal, and taking money off the pedestal and making it more about the actual ability and freedom and belief in yourself to share your message, share your expression, share your words, share yourself in whatever way that means to you. Make that the goal and see how that shifts the way you look at money, and allow money not also to be a barrier, but to be a vehicle that, yeah, you can start sharing your message right now. Maybe it's not reaching tons of people, or maybe it's not in the capacity you want, but as you start to do that and make that the goal, then more money shows up, and then that money is not, because it's not the end goal and it's not a barrier, it's just the vehicle, then you get to pour that money, if you want to, or some of it, into being able to reach more people, whether that's through advertisements or leaving your full-time job and doing the podcast you've launched full-time and building a business around that, or, just, and then you can pour more into that and reach more people because you have more time to spend on it. Or if you get that raise at work because you got that promotion because you were sharing your insights and your company saw how valuable your insights were. Now you can share more insights because you have more clout. You have more access to higher ups, possibly. You maybe get to speak to more of the company, or you just have more peace of mind so you can share more of your messages with other people in other areas of your life. So you see how this redefining of success and you're making sharing yourself, full self-expression, the goal, is going to allow you to reach more abundance faster because it's not on a pedestal anymore, right? So some really beautiful guidance. This is our Pathfinder card. This is all about following what lights you up, what excites you, what truly makes you feel like you, right? Deck 4, excuse me. And it's just, if you're questioning the universe, it says if you're questioning at all how to share your voice, all you have to do is just look at what's the most exciting way for me to share my opinion, my voice, my art, my insights, my expression, myself, right? Whatever form that takes for you. Just what excites me the most to say today, or to paint today, or to share with my manager today, or to say in my podcast today, right? Like what excites me the most? When you're in doubt, what excites me most? I'm getting that you've been tapping more and more into following what excites you, what's aligned for you. But you can even go deeper into that, and that'll help you even further there. So that's really cool. Let's get some more guidance for you here. I want to know what all of this, I see that all this is leading you to more excess, but I want to see, we're going to do this deck and then we might come back to it. Please, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So what you're doing, the message you're sharing, first of all, it's needed. People need to hear or experience what you have to share. So release any doubt around any of that. But also the universe is saying what you have to share is divinely downloaded or even channeled. You might be someone who channels like I do. Like right now, I'm channeling guidance for you with the cards. I found that when I look at a human design chart, when I look at cards, even when I write, I am channeling, and it's something that comes so naturally to me. It feels like a flow state, but it's felt like that my whole life. And it wasn't only until recently that I realized I was channeling. You could be a channeler. You could be a channel. But whether you're channeling or it's just your own creativity and self-expression, however you choose to look at it, whatever resonates with you or is true for you, the message is flowing through you, what you want to get out into the world, what you feel compelled to share, or for others to see, or for you to create and then share, that is very needed in the world. People need it, and you came into this life, into this existence to share it. Like this is part of your life's work, your soul's work in this lifetime. Deck 4, I just got goosebumps saying that. That is very, very exciting. So just know that the work is needed. And I think, again, I get the sense you've been having some kind of like awakening of some sort. Maybe it's a spiritual awakening. I'm getting just like a rise in your consciousness, or you've been starting to look at things a new way recently, where you're starting to see how divinely orchestrated everything is and how needed you are in your messages in this lifetime, right? And how legitimate and valid what you want to do is, even though it's not maybe what you were taught you should do or strive for or be, or how you should look at things when you were growing up. We also have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancestors stand beside you. Your ancestors are so proud of you. Deck 4, your ancestors are so proud of you. They see what you've been doing and what you've gone through, what you've grown through, especially around money or career. They are so proud of all that you have become, all that you have released, all that you have accomplished, and all that you are stepping into and all that you're heading toward. I feel like your ancestors speak through you. That's really beautiful. Your ancestors maybe speak through you. Maybe you're channeling your ancestors. Maybe your ancestors from this lifetime, maybe past lifetimes. But I do feel that you're channeling your ancestors. They speak through you. Your words carry the weight of hundreds, if not thousands, of lifetimes that aren't just yours alone. And that's what makes your message, whether again it's your art, your writing, your insights, your speaking, whatever it is, like that's what makes your message so powerful and so needed by all of humanity, because you speak not just with your voice as you in this lifetime, Deck 4, you speak with the voices of your ancestors, of ancient, timeless wisdom. That's absolutely gorgeous. Wow. The universe is saying your ancestors are celebrating you. They're so proud of you. They're so excited to be able to speak through you and for you to add your own unique messages and layer it on top of theirs and have them dance and intertwine together. But they are just so proud of you and how far you've come and what you're doing, what you're stepping into. I think we're going to come back to this deck in a bit, but I want to grab our other deck here. Wow, that's really beautiful. I don't think I've ever had that message come through before. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what else. What other things are the universe? What is the universe celebrating for you doing? What are you doing right? What are you on track with your money? Again, you've been changing and you've been embracing change, and the universe is celebrating that. Yep, because you've been able to move through so much stagnation that you may have been in for a while. I get that you might have been in a stagnant place, especially around feeling like you knew what your purpose was or your calling was in life, Deck 4, or even just like feeling like your finances or your career were stagnant or not going anywhere at the rate you wanted. And you decided to do something about that, whether it was like starting to watch these sorts of videos or, starting your own business or leaving that job or starting to change your mindset or your energy. It's like you started to do things. You started to change in order to address the stagnation. And that's more than most people will do. Like, I want to stress how impressive that is to you, because again, with my line of work, my whole line of work, all I'm trying to do with these readings, with my offers, with my membership, with all the work I did with human design and money and business for years, all the business mentorship, everything I've ever tried to do as a coach, as a guide, as an oracle, as a channeler, with my deck, even writing the Wealthy Woman deck, everything I do is to try to get people to understand their power as the creator of their realities and use that to then shape their financial reality. But what that means at its core is I'm trying to get people to change. I'm trying to get people to want to change how they're being, who they're being in their lives, because nothing changes in your life if you do not change. If you have something that's stagnant for a prolonged period of time, whether it's your money, your energy, your career, anything like that, it will not change unless you change. And if it does change, it usually changes in a way that isn't how you wanted it to change, right? So what I'm getting at here is that change is hard. It is one of the scariest things to us, even if we think we want it. It is so scary to our subconscious, to the part of us that's trying to keep ourselves safe, but doesn't realize that what we want is on the other side of the scary change, the scary ego death, right? Change is hard. Sustained change, changing long enough to see different results, is hard. That's the work. And you've been doing that on some sort of level, Deck 4, and that is exceptional. I saw 1717, if that's relevant for you. That is exceptional. Most people will not do that. Most people stay stuck their whole lifetimes because they don't understand that the power to change is within them. That's what my whole body of work is all about. Is about helping people understand how to plug into their personal divine power and that abundant energy within them, and then use that to translate that into changing their external world. I love talking about it around money because there's so many hangups, there's so many things we have to change about, and it's a beautiful external thing for us to be able to play with and measure our ability to change around, right? And it brings up a lot of our shadows and a lot of our conditioning, and so it's something I love getting into. But really, all my work is not just about money, right? All the principles I teach are about everything, but it's, at the end of the day, I'm trying to get people to change, and that's the hardest thing to do, right? But you've been doing it. Deck 4, you've been doing it. And so I'm proud of you. You make my job so much easier. You make my work, what I'm here to do, and how I'm here to uplift humanity and what I channel around, you are making it so much easier for me. So thank you. The universe is also saying, thank you, because this is what your soul came here to do. And when you change and embrace change and understand and connect with more your ability to change your reality and shape it and create it in how you want, especially around money or finances or anything, you allow the universe to expand. You allow yourself to uplift humanity. So thank you for changing. I have here the squirrel and chestnut preparation. This is, the universe is saying, if you haven't already, start preparing. Start getting things, your ducks in a row. Start getting things ready to be able to share your voice more. Start paving the path, or for you to monetize it or take it to the next level. So if you've been thinking about, again, doing a podcast, just for example, you've been thinking of starting a podcast, whatever it is you've been thinking of starting to share your voice or your message or yourself with the world, whatever you've been thinking of doing, start taking steps to prepare for it if you're not ready to leap into it. If you've already done it, then start preparing for your next level before it shows up, right? Because I'm getting that because of all this amazing work you've been doing on yourself and what you're stepping into, like the opportunities to monetize or increase your income or abundance through sharing your message are going to come quickly. And it's like the universe is like, get ready. This is a great thing, but get ready, be prepared. If you just keep thinking about starting a podcast, then when you finally have like all those brilliant ideas for it, or you have all of a sudden a bunch of free time to do it in, but you haven't set it up at all, and there's nothing like ready to go, or you don't even have like, you're like, how do I even record a podcast? How do I even get it out in the world? If you haven't done that prep work, that foundation work, it's like you lose some of the momentum of it. So it's just kind of like a little bit of guidance, like just get ready for it. We have the snake and fern starting over. This is, again, it's starting a whole new kind of way of money coming to you. And in some ways you're going to feel like you're starting over, like you're starting from scratch. But this is, I feel like this message came through in another pile, but I cannot remember which one in this reading. But this idea of each time we level up in life and around money and success, it often feels like then to get to the next level, it feels like we're kind of back at square one, but we're not. We're just at a new level. And we just kind of have to go through that cycle of being the student again, of learning again, of feeling like we don't know what you're doing for a little bit again. So don't let that scare you. That's a natural part of it. That means you're up leveling. It means you've reached a new level and you now get to play at that new level. Wow, that was something I think I needed to hear just now. It's very easy. And thinking back on my career and how I've pivoted a lot in my business. I've had a lot of success in different areas. I've built different types of parts of my business out, like, product-based business with the deck, but that came after service-based. I was doing human design. I did business mentoring. I did money mindset work. Now I do readings, right? And run my membership. And every time I've pivoted or started something else, there's times where I feel like I'm starting over, because sometimes the income dips, or sometimes, my audience shifts online, or my platform shift. And, I started this YouTube channel, technically started a few years ago, but I really actually started trying to grow it just 5 or 6 months ago. And we had 1,000 followers less than 6 months ago. And I found that there were times I felt like I was starting over. But I had to remind myself, you're not starting over. You still have an audience of 16,000, 20,000 people elsewhere. It's just you're starting over here on YouTube because you're starting something new. You're doing something new. You're doing something different. You're at a new level. You're growing at a new level, right? So that's something the universe is offering you, is that if you feel like right now or in the near future, as you start to embark on sharing more of your message with the world, either for the first time or in a deeper, new way, if you feel that kind of imposter syndrome or that sense of like, oh, I'm starting over again, I'm back at square one, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, you're not, because you are building on all of the experience and all of the success and all of the lessons you've learned so far. You're carrying that all with you, and now you're building on top of it. So you're not starting from down here, you're just starting the cycle anew at a new level so you can get to an even higher level of abundance, of success, of growth, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, deck 4. I thought I was going to go back to one of our other oracle decks, but I actually feel very complete with these messages here. I don't feel like there's something else trying to come through, other than I do want to bring your deck back and give you an affirmation to send you on your way with. I just still can't get over like your ancestors speaking through you and how much weight and wisdom and medicine your words carry. Truly beautiful. Oh, so perfect. We have directing my focus on what's thriving creates more of what I want. So again, as you embark on your journey, this is a great affirmation if it resonates with you, or you can tweak it or just leave it. But this is a great affirmation to remind yourself to not put money on the pedestal or make money the goal. And also to look at what's going right instead of, and look at how far you've come rather than how far you have left to go. So again, especially with our message of this kind of starting over imposter syndrome that might come up, or you might be moving through right now, is just looking at, you're not starting over, you're not ill-equipped, you're not unequipped for this. It's just that you're putting your focus on where you still can grow rather than where you've already grown. So in those moments, focus instead on where you've already grown, on where you've already thrived, where you've already conquered challenges or manifested abundance in different forms or different areas of your life or different ways. Times you've overcome challenges, but times you've learned something new before and how now you've mastered it, right? Like, look at those things and remind yourself that when you focus on what's thriving, you create more of what you want, right? When I focus on what's thriving, I create more of what I want. That's really beautiful guidance for you. And I think something that'll keep you so strong and so open to allowing your ancestors, the wisdom of the universe, to speak through you in what you share with the world and the way you express yourself, because you truly have such a great gift to share, deck 4. You really do. Specifically you, deck 4. You have a big gift to share with the world. Something beautiful that probably doesn't even feel that difficult to you. It's just your belief in it gets to be strengthened. You've been doing that, and now it's like, keep going, right? The universe is like, you've got this. You are going to do such great things if you just keep believing in yourself, keep allowing yourself to validate how valuable what you have to say or share is, and just not shrinking back from your power that you have. So keep using your voice, keep honing that gift you have. And when I say voice, again, just your sense of expression, the way you express yourself. So beautiful, so powerful, deck 4. Again, you're gonna do big things. You're well on your way. All right, deck 4, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it and how it resonated. I truly do appreciate every comment that we get on this channel. It helps me so much to keep going, to find new ideas for these videos. They mean the world. So thank you. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you'd like to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so that you can get all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, and also like put yourself out there in ways that feel very aligned to you and get tools and support to do that, then I would love to get to connect with you there inside of the membership, especially for our upcoming Money Negativity Detox Challenge that starts on May 1st. That's just one of the many perks in there. But the link for the membership is in the description and pinned comments below. If you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, the link for that is also in the description and pinned comment below. And after you pre-order, do be sure to claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I've created and I'm giving away for free as a thank you to anyone who pre-orders. The link for that is also below. So with all that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and impact is what I see for you. Deck 4. And compensation for that impact, right? And I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye.